Have you ever walked into a room, then stood there for a second thinking, wait, why did I come in here? Or maybe you found yourself searching for the right word in the middle of a sentence, and it just won't come. If that sounds familiar, don't worry, you're not alone. These little moments happen to all of us as we age. But when they start showing up more often, it can be a little unsettling. You start to wonder, what's happening to my mind? Is this just aging, or something more? The truth is, our brains, just like our bodies, go through natural changes over time. Some of those changes are perfectly normal. But others, like those associated with dementia, can be serious, and they don't just happen overnight. The good news is, science is showing us that we're not helpless. Far from it. There are real, tangible things we can do every single day to protect our minds, stay sharp, and feel more like ourselves, no matter our age. In today's video, I want to gently walk you through 6 simple but powerful daily habits that can help keep your brain young and your memory strong. These habits aren't fancy, expensive, or complicated. In fact, you might already be doing 1 or 2 of them without realizing how much good they're doing. But when you begin to weave them into your everyday life with intention, they can truly make a difference, not just for your brain, but for your peace of mind, your relationships, and your joy. And if you love topics about health, psychology, and meaningful living like this, don't forget to give me a like, a share, and hit that subscribe button. I'm on my journey to reach 1,000 subscribers, and your support means the world. It helps me keep sharing practical tools and gentle encouragement with folks like you who deserve to feel their very best every single day. Now, let's begin with the first habit, one that may seem so simple, you might wonder how it could matter at all. But trust me, this tiny shift can ripple through your entire brain health. Start your morning with movement. No, I don't mean a full workout or anything that'll leave you huffing and puffing. I'm talking about gentle movement, stretching your arms overhead, walking slowly around your garden, maybe even dancing a little to your favorite old song while you make coffee. Why? Because physical movement gets your blood flowing, and blood carries oxygen to your brain. When your brain gets that boost of fresh oxygen first thing in the morning, it wakes up and starts firing on all cylinders. Imagine your brain like a garden. Each morning, it needs water and sunlight to start blooming. That first 5 or 10 minutes of movement acts just like the sun peeking over the horizon, nudging your brain cells awake, clearing away the mental fog, and letting you step into the day with clarity. If you've ever had a morning where you felt fuzzy or forgetful, you'll notice the difference right away. Your words will come easier. Your thoughts will feel sharper. And maybe most importantly, you'll start your day with a small win, which sets the tone for everything that comes after. You don't have to go far. Just walk around the living room, roll your shoulders, or step outside and feel the breeze on your face. The movement isn't about burning calories, it's about telling your brain, hey, I'm here, and I'm ready. And while we're on the subject of mornings, let's talk about another powerful but often overlooked habit, feeding your brain the right fuel, especially in the first few hours of the day. Breakfast isn't just about keeping your stomach from growling. It's a golden opportunity to give your brain exactly what it needs to function at its best. You see, your brain runs on glucose, but not just any kind. The processed sugars in pastries and white bread may give you a quick jolt, but they also lead to a crash, a fog that creeps in mid-morning and slows you down. Instead, reach for foods that offer steady energy, whole grains, berries, nuts, eggs, and avocados. These aren't just healthy foods. They're brain food. A handful of walnuts, for example, contains omega-3 fatty acids, which are like little repair workers for your brain cells. Blueberries, those tiny blue gems, are packed with antioxidants that fight off inflammation and aging in the brain. And eggs? They're full of choline, which helps with memory and focus. Just imagine each bite not as fuel for your stomach, but as a loving gift to your mind, keeping it clear, alert, and balanced. Even your cup of coffee can help, as long as it's not drowning in sugar. A bit of caffeine in the morning may enhance mental alertness, but too much can leave you jittery or anxious. So sip slowly, enjoy it, and pair it with a quiet moment. Look out the window, say a short prayer, or simply breathe. The calm you create here lays a beautiful foundation for your brain to feel safe and strong all day. Now, let's shift gears a bit and talk about something that might surprise you: talking to people. Yes, just having a good conversation. Whether it's a friendly chat with your neighbor, a phone call with your sister, or a warm hello to someone at the park, staying socially connected is one of the most powerful defenses we have against dementia. When we talk to others, we activate multiple parts of the brain at once: language, memory, emotional processing, and attention. It's like giving your brain a workout without even realizing it. But beyond the science, there's something even more beautiful happening: connection. Loneliness is more than just an emotion. It affects the brain on a deep level, increasing stress hormones that can shrink parts of the brain tied to memory. But when we feel seen, heard, and valued, even in the smallest exchanges, those harmful effects melt away. Our brains thrive on love and attention. They crave interaction. So if you've gotten into the habit of staying quiet or keeping to yourself, I invite you, just once today, to reach out. Send a little text. Wave to someone on your morning walk. Ask the cashier how their day is going. You'll be surprised how these tiny moments add up, not just for your brain, but for your spirit, too. Now that we've gently stepped into some truly nourishing habits, starting your morning with movement, feeding your brain with love, and connecting through conversation, let's keep that momentum going. Because the truth is, it's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about creating small, loving routines that support your mind, your body, and your spirit, every single day. When you give your brain what it needs to feel alive, you start to notice the little changes: clearer thinking, steadier moods, even a brighter sense of curiosity. And that brings us to another powerful habit, one that's as joyful as it is protective. Keep learning. No matter your age, your brain has the incredible ability to grow, adapt, and even create new connections. It's called neuroplasticity, and it's one of the most hopeful words in brain science. Learning new things, big or small, stimulates the brain in all the right ways. And no, you don't have to go back to school or solve complex puzzles unless you want to. Just do something that feels new and a little challenging, something that makes your mind stretch. Maybe that means learning how to play a simple tune on the piano, or trying out a new recipe from a cuisine you've never tasted. Maybe it's watching a documentary and writing down 3 things you didn't know before. Or picking up a book from a genre that's outside your usual taste. Even switching up your daily routine, taking a different route on your walk, brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand, or reading aloud, can gently nudge your brain to stay engaged and curious. I once spoke to a man named George, who started learning Italian at 72. He didn't plan to travel. He just wanted to wake up his brain and try something new. Each day, he practiced for 15 minutes with a little app on his phone. At first, he said it was hard, nothing seemed to stick. But after a few weeks, he noticed something else: his memory was sharper, his conversations flowed easier, and he felt more confident, even playful. That's the magic of learning. It doesn't just teach you facts. It reminds your brain that it's still growing. And when your brain feels alive, so do you. Another habit that works beautifully with learning is mindfulness. Now, I know this word can sound a little vague, or even a little trendy. But all mindfulness really means is paying attention, gently, fully, and without judgment. It's about coming back to the present moment, especially when your thoughts want to wander. Mindfulness is like giving your brain a rest stop. Throughout the day, your mind processes thousands of thoughts, worries, memories, and to-do lists. That constant busyness wears it down. But when you pause, even just for a few minutes, and bring your focus to something simple, like your breath, your footsteps, or the sound of birds outside, your brain gets a chance to reset. Stress levels drop. Focus returns. And the parts of your brain that handle memory and emotion begin to work more smoothly. You don't need to sit cross-legged or chant unless you enjoy that. Mindfulness can happen while you're washing dishes, folding laundry, or sipping tea. Just notice what's happening right now. The warmth of the water. The rhythm of your breathing. The way the light shines through the window. If your mind drifts, and it will, gently bring it back. That gentle return is the whole practice. And every time you do it, you're strengthening the brain's ability to focus, calm down, and resist the kind of decline that leads to forgetfulness or confusion. Some people find it helpful to anchor their mindfulness with a short morning routine, lighting a candle, saying a prayer, or simply sitting in silence for a moment before the day begins. Others write in a journal or keep a gratitude notebook, jotting down 3 small things they're thankful for. These quiet practices don't just soothe the mind, they build resilience, and resilience is one of the best shields we have against cognitive decline. I remember a lovely woman named Helen, who kept a small journal by her bedside. Each night, before she turned off the lamp, she wrote down one thing that made her smile that day. Some days it was her dog snoring at her feet. Other days, it was the taste of a fresh peach or a kind word from the mailman. Over time, she said this little ritual made her feel more grounded, more aware, and more connected to the goodness around her. And when you feel connected, your brain responds in kind, it calms, it heals, and it remembers. We've talked about movement, about food, about connection and learning and mindfulness. These aren't grand gestures or medical miracles. They're tiny moments, stitched into your everyday life, that send a signal to your brain, you matter. You're loved. You're still growing. And truly, that's what your mind needs most of all. Let's keep going gently, with one more habit that works in harmony with everything we've shared so far. Because sometimes, the most powerful habits aren't the loudest or most obvious. They're the quiet, consistent ones, the ones that whisper to your brain, you're safe. You're supported. You can relax and thrive. And that brings us to one last habit that often gets overlooked but is absolutely essential to keeping your mind clear, sharp, and full of life. Get enough restorative sleep. Not just any sleep, deep, good quality, peaceful sleep. It's one of the simplest things you can do for your brain, and yet, it's one of the most commonly neglected. As we get older, sleep can become more difficult. Maybe you find yourself waking up in the middle of the night or tossing and turning for hours. Maybe you wake up feeling groggy, as if you barely slept at all. If you've experienced that, I want you to know, you're not alone. And it's not your fault. Our sleep patterns naturally change with age, but that doesn't mean we have to accept poor sleep as inevitable. In fact, working on your sleep may be one of the most powerful tools you have to protect your memory, stabilize your mood, and reduce your risk of dementia. While you sleep, your brain performs essential cleaning processes, it clears out toxins, organizes information, and resets for the next day. Without enough restful sleep, those toxins begin to build up, and over time, they can contribute to memory loss and cognitive decline. But here's the good news, there are gentle, simple ways to support better sleep without relying on heavy medications or strict routines. Start by creating a sleep environment that feels calm and welcoming. Dim the lights in the evening. Turn off the television or put away your phone at least an hour before bed. Screens can interfere with your body's natural signals for rest. Try listening to soft music, reading something light, or taking a warm shower to ease into a more restful state. Some people find that having a consistent bedtime, even on weekends, helps their body know when it's time to wind down. Others use calming rituals like sipping herbal tea, writing a few thoughts in a notebook, or doing some slow, mindful breathing. Whatever helps you feel safe and soothed, embrace it. Sleep isn't just a break from your day. It's a vital act of care for your brain. I remember a gentleman named Thomas who struggled with sleep for years. He said his mind was always racing at night, worries, memories, things left undone. Then he started doing something very simple. Before getting into bed, he wrote down everything on his mind. Just a quick brain dump onto paper, nothing fancy. Then, he'd sit quietly and take 10 slow breaths. At first, it felt awkward. But slowly, he began to fall asleep faster. He woke up clearer. And after a few weeks, he noticed something else. He could remember names and conversations more easily. His mind felt lighter. And that's the beauty of sleep. It's like a nightly gift you give your brain, wrapping it in rest and clarity. So there you have it. These small habits, when practiced with love and patience, can keep your brain thriving long after 65. Move a little every day. Eat foods that nourish your mind. Stay connected with others. Keep learning. Practice mindfulness. And get the sleep your body and brain so deeply need. None of these require perfection. None of them need to be done all at once. Start where you are, with what feels possible. Maybe today you take a walk and chat with a neighbor. Tomorrow, you try a new recipe or spend 10 quiet minutes with your breath. Each day is a new invitation to care for your beautiful, living brain. And remember, this journey isn't about fear. It's about freedom. It's about knowing that your mind is still capable of wonder, of laughter, of deep thought and gentle stillness. You are not too old. You are not past your prime. In fact, your brain is still very much alive, and it wants to keep growing with you. Every step you take to nurture it adds up. Small changes, repeated daily, create powerful results over time. If you've ever doubted whether it's worth the effort, I want you to hear me now. It is. You are. And the time you spend caring for yourself isn't selfish. It's sacred. Because when your mind is strong, you can keep showing up for the people you love, for the memories you treasure, and for the life you're still creating, one beautiful day at a time. If you found this video helpful or encouraging, I'd love to hear from you. Share a thought or a memory in the comments below. Maybe tell me which habit you're most excited to try, or one that's already helped you feel more like yourself again. Your story could be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. And of course, if you enjoy conversations like this about living well, aging with grace, and finding peace in the everyday, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone you care about, and press that subscribe button. I'm on a mission to reach 1,000 subscribers, and every click helps me keep bringing you content that nourishes, uplifts, and supports your journey. You deserve to feel clear, connected, and full of life. You deserve a mind that reflects the wisdom and strength you've built through the years. And no matter where you're starting from, today is a good day to begin again, with kindness, with courage, and with the deep knowing that your best days are not behind you, they are still being written. Here's to living your most meaningful, joy-filled life, at any age.